Hello everyone, welcome to International Marketing. My name is Salauddin, and today we are going to discuss about how you can navigate and complexes of the marketing across the national borders, balancing the global strategies with the local market strategies. So upon the completion, you will be able to justify strategic marketing responses to global challenge and analyze the market issues in the internationalization and differentiate between the domestic and the international marketing research and the planning. So this is the module focus. Our focus plan is to span the theory into practice in the international marketing, and we will be cover the strategic responses to the global environment and the management of the exports of international marketing operation and critical cultural and ethical dimension which you must need to consider. So what is marketing? That is the core marketing function is universal and to create the customer values and deliver a competitive advantage by providing the right bundle of the benefit. This fundamental goal remains the same whether you operate in one country or into another. And the toolkit is universal, that is to analyzing the market environment, segmentation of the market, strategic planning, and develop the marketing mix like a 4 Ps. These are the foundational concepts which we are going to apply in the international context. So here is the subject context, the key distinction, that is the crucial distinction is the globalization and the macroeconomic interdependence of the countries, and internationalization is a specific process a firm undertakes to do business in many countries. The former, the environment, the latter is corporate strategy. So here is the forces for the globalization. Globalization is driven by the powerful forces that it removal of the trade barriers, the rise of the global consumers and networks, standardize the technology, worldwide communication, and relentless pressure of the global cost drivers is one of the important factors. Now, the key forces of the convergence of taste, that means rising of income on global media, create a common demands worldwide. However, it doesn't mean uniformity. We all want similar products, quality, status, and convenience, but we often want them delivered in a cultural specific ways. So in the convergence of the globalization, we can see what different markets we can see the McDonald's in China and same products in Middle East and the original products in global brand, that is it can be found in United States. So what is the forces for farms internationalization? The first is that is why do farms try to internationalize? The drivers are clear: to create the new markets and to grow global brand presence, that achieve economic of scale and to stay ahead of the competitors, that is replacing the declining sales at home, and this is an imperative that is for strategic for growth. And the global barriers, we can see the path is fought with the global barriers, that is the farm must navigate the complex web of the economic, political, geographic and social, cultural and ethical challenges. Success requires more than just a good product, it requires deep market understanding. So similarly, the specific barriers include that is government restriction, currency risk, and the political instability, and intense competition and the underdeveloped infrastructure that can be overcoming the liability of foreigners as a primary challenges. Recently, we have seen the globalization trend, events like a trade wars from US and China, Brexit, the COVID pandemic, rising the nationalism are pushing the governments and the consumer towards protectionism, and the global brands adding another layer of the complexity. So in the international business, primarily it is export from the home base, and it is low risk entry model, but it can lead to lack of deep market insights. But as a farm remains physically and often culturally distant from the consumers. So global companies like McDonald's, and that is the prioritize the consistency and the uniform the brand experience worldwide. It offers standardized products, like for example leveraging the global brand identity to create a similar consumer experience in worldwide. So in multinational companies, we can see that like Starbucks and Honda adopt their offerings to the local taste. They maintain a global brand but customize product, marketing, and store layout to resonate the specific cultural preferences. In transnational companies like Nestle and General Electric represent a complex model. They have a global headquarters but grant significant autonomy to the local branches, which can develop their own product and strategies for their markets. Like in global companies combination, in reality, most of the firms on a spectrum combining this model based on their product, resource, and global goals. The unifying principle is that localization remains as the key to build a successful global identity. So one of the example could be KFC, Saudi Arabia. The KFC in Saudi Arabia is a perfect example for localization to encounter perception of too American. They rebranded Saudi Green and sources local chicken, demonstrating the commitment to the local community and the culture. Like we can give another example like Domino's India. The Domino's success in India, where it outperforms McDonald's, came from radical menu localization, like adding pizza with paneer tikka and hiring the local staff to gain authentic market insight. So this is one of the example like Japanese Kit Kat, and Kit Kat in Japan achieved iconic status by blending a local culture, creating over 300 unique flavors, and it becomes so localized that it has been seen a Japanese souvenir despite being a global Nestle brand. So market responsiveness, it leads to the core concepts and the firm's ability to adopt its strategy to different competitive landscape and cultural condition in each international market. Market responsiveness. True market responsiveness means not just adapting to difference, but also transferring the successful knowledge and best practices between the market, and this creates economic of scope, where the knowledge gained in one market and reduces the cost of the encountering to another. The market responsible implication. So the implication is that is the key element demand adaptation, including the purchasing power, climate, language, and culture. An international marketing plan must build on a deep understanding of this factor for the each target market. Now let's discuss about the global strategy. The optimal strategy is glocalization. Think globally, act locally. It balances the efficiency of the global strategy with the effectiveness of the local adaptation, and ensuring the farm remains competitively integrated and culturally relevant. So thank you so much for listening this presentation. And if you have any question, you can ask me in the class. We are happy to support you. And if you have any further question, you can also send me email. Thank you.